Hi, welcome back. I'm Brandy Schmidt. I am the owner and instructor at Repose LLC. You can find us on Facebook and now on OCTV. Thank you for joining us today. We're having a basic yoga class. This is for all levels of practice. If you've never done yoga before, you're in the right spot. I just like to remind everyone that you need to honor your body's limitations. If there's anything that we show you or offer or suggest and it's just not right for you, sit it out. Do a posture that is right for you or just do part of a posture. My intention and the real heart of Repose was just to get everyone in the community, no matter where you're at in your physical life, in your age, in your capabilities, that we get just a little more movement and feel better about ourselves and leave feeling that we're better than when we came. So thank you for joining us in Leonard, Michigan. I hope you enjoy the class. Good morning. Welcome to Repose. We have classes on Friday mornings, 9 a.m. at Scripter Park. So thank you for joining me today. It is always lovely and quiet. We might have a little lawnmower going, but it's really nice and serene. So today for our gentle morning flow, we're going to start lying on the back. So take a moment to get comfortable. Bring your hands to your chest, to your heart. Close the eyes and just focus on your natural breathing. Just a gentle reminder, if you are doing exercise outside or you are going to join us for one of our morning practices, bring a water, bring something to stay cool. You'll notice I'm wearing a little cooling neck wrap. Maybe some sunscreen, so that we can enjoy taking in this beautiful morning sun and vitamin D. Start to deepen that breath, let the belly really fill up. Feel the chest rise and expand. On the exhale, start to squeeze it in, bringing the back down, maybe finding the earth, maybe tilting that pelvis in a little bit. We're going to have a energizing practice to bring energy and vitality back into our body this morning. Start to bring the knees up, feet plant onto the earth on your mat. Start to bring that right knee up to the chest, pulling it in, hugging it tight. Start to relax that left leg down. Baby steps into this deep stretch of the glutes and the thighs. Bring that right knee across the body to the left. We're going to rotate those hips, let them go where they will. Trying to keep the chest open and the shoulders back as much as you can. You might just rest those arms on the rib cage. And if this is really too deep of a stretch for you, you might use a block or a blanket, some pillows, something to prop up under this knee. Another variation is that you might start to straighten that leg and really pull it out. If you're really tight here in the hamstrings, that one might not work for you. It's just an option. And then start to bring it back to center. Start to bend that left leg up again for stability as we reach that right leg up towards the sky. Just some movement in the feet and ankles. And bring that right foot back down. Now we're switched to the other side here. Adjust the hips if needed. Reach the left leg up. And start to bend into the knee. Hug it in tight to the chest. Keep that nice deep breath happening in and out through the nose. Slowly start to bring that right leg straight out. And then again, get ready if you needed a block or pillows, something to prop that leg on. We're going to rotate it all the way to the right side as much as we can. Open the arms up to the sky. Maybe the hands rest on the rib cage. Nice deep stretch. Come in and out of these rotations slowly. We're not really warmed up yet. We're trying to loosen up those tight muscles. And anytime we elevate the legs, we're helping that blood flow to the heart. It's really nice to start your morning that way, even right when you get out of bed. Before you rise, bringing the feet up towards the sky or the knees up to the chest is a really beautiful way to start the day. And start to bring it back to center. Bring that right foot back up for stability as we reach the left leg up into the air. A little rotation of the foot and ankle. We're going to bring those feet down. And we're going to make our way up into seated. So you might want to bring the knees up to the chest and rock up. I like to reach for the opposite foot here. And kind of elevate those feet. Again, get that blood flowing towards the heart. And kind of pull it down as we rock up into this seated position. Take a few moments to adjust here, and I'll face you. Good morning. Glad you're joining us today. Take a nice deep breath, reach overhead, look up. Feel the expansion in the front of the body. And slowly start to bow forward. We're just going to fold it in gently. Maybe take a breath or two and start to tuck that chin in deeply. Sink in a little further if you can. And peek up, walk the hands towards the body. In my case, I'm going to dust them off. They're full of sand. Inhaling once again overhead. And this time we're going to rotate towards the right. So that right arm comes behind us. That left hand comes towards the right knee. And just start to look over that right shoulder. Twisting that core starts to wring out that energy. Really get the body moving and circulated. Helps us to hit some of those lymph nodes. It's really important to get our lymphatic fluid moving as well. When we move and when we elevate, that lymphatic fluid is what helps us fight disease and illness. And slowly rotate back to center. I'm going to have us just switch the way we're seated. We like to do the same thing on the right as the left. So bring those hands behind the body, paying attention to what foot comes forward first. For me, it's the right and then the left. Shake it out, and then I'm going to bring that right foot in and then the left in. Once again, inhale, arms overhead. Nice deep pull of the rib cage. Exhale, folding it forward. Tucking that chin in deeply. Maybe sinking in a little further. Start to peek up and rise. Bring those arms out to the sides. And then that right hand comes across to the left. Left hand comes behind us as we look over the left shoulder. Deep breath in and out through the nose, trying to keep that breath for the whole practice. As you squeeze out the breath, trying to squeeze a little deeper into that twist. Returning back to center. We're going to rock up onto the knees. If that's uncomfortable or not a good way to rise for you, you can always bring the legs out to the side and come onto that tabletop. We're going to start a little bit of a flow here, just getting the body moving, that blood flowing. Inhale, looking up, drop the belly into cow. Exhale, start to tuck in the pelvis, around the spine, really push in the shoulders. Cat pose. Inhale, coming back into cow. Exhaling into child's pose. For this first one, we're going to sit here for a couple breaths, but as we move into this flow, we're only going to do it for the exhale. Inhaling, rocking back up, looking up, dropping the belly into cow. Curl the toes under, exhale into downward dog. And again, we're going to hold for this first cycle, but we won't be holding for all of them. Start to push back. Maybe we need to bend into the knees and wake up those legs the first time. Then pushing back into the heels. Inhale, start to look at the hands as the knees drop back down and we look up into cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale into cow. Exhale into child's pose. Let it be a long, deep exhale. Maybe you hold the breath at the bottom of the exhale to stay here longer. And inhales, you rise back up, curling the toes under. Exhale, downward dog. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, looking up at the hands, drop the knees. Exhale into cat, push into the shoulders, tuck the pelvis. Inhale, drop the belly, looking up into cow. Exhale, hips come back, head comes down, child's pose. Inhale as we rise into table, curl the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Laugh at my hat falling off my head and my cooling towel around my face. Have to learn to laugh at ourselves. Find fun in life. Be playful in your practice. Inhale, looking up at the hands. We're going to walk forward. And in my case, I'm going to fix my hat. Inhale, halfway up. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, release it down. Just let those arms hang. Let it be loose. Bend at the knees a little bit here. And start to rise up. Arms are going to come overhead. Breathe in this glorious morning. Exhale, hands at the heart center. Stand here for one nice deep breath in and out. Adjust those shoulders down away from the ears. Breathe in a new day. Exhale all the expectations. Inhale, arms come overhead again. Slight back bend this time. Exhale, hands at heart center. Release those hands down to the side. Just checking in with our stance. We want our knees to be right under those hip bones and our ankles under the knees. Bring the shoulders back. Open up the palms. Soften the face and smile. Find something to be happy about today, even if this is it, that you've made time for yourself. Inhale, arms are going to come overhead again. Interlacing the fingers over our head, start to bring the palms down onto the top of the head. On the next inhale, we're going to rotate those palms up towards the sky and reach up, pulling the head and chest and the shoulders. Exhale, the tops of the hands rest back on the head, so we're keeping those fingers together. Inhale, reaching again. If we're feeling balanced, we might come up onto the toes when we reach and slowly lower the feet and arms on the exhale. So continue a few more to your own breath. And as always, if you're not feeling balanced, you can either sit this one out or do a modified version. Maybe we don't interlace the fingers. Maybe you just reach up with the arms so that you have something to hold on to if you do start to fall forward. Always be safe and do what your body's ready for. We're going to bring those palms back together, down at heart center on the exhale. One more breath of rest here. Deep breath in through the nose, out slowly through the nose. Relax the arms down. Bring the hands behind the back. We're going to grab, interlace the fingers, and reach them across the left side. So find that left side waist or hip. And start to drop the head towards that left shoulder. So we're stretching from the ear down through the neck and shoulder here. Nice deep stretch. Continue that beautiful deep breath. And this is something we can do seated as well, any seated posture. Something you can do at work. Start to come up to center with the head, then bring those hands behind the back. Keep them together. We're just going to bring them around to the other side if you can. Take a nice breath or two, and when you're ready, dropping the head towards that shoulder to the right side this time. Breathing into that stretch in the left side neck. And start to bring the head back to center. Release the arms down the back. Release the hands. And inhale, overhead gaze comes up. Exhale, hands to heart center. On your next inhale, we're going to start to bend at the knees. Hands come up into this chair pose. Take a couple breaths here. And then we're going to step back with the left foot. Let the heel come down as we find warrior one. Shuffle those shoulders down. Little shimmy here. We just want to make sure that the hips are facing forward, that we're not taking it to the side when we pull that leg back. So just check in with the body. One more deep breath. And on your inhale, just start to reach a little bit. Now we're going to lift that foot, rotate that hip towards the long edge of the mat. Let those arms come out to a T. We're keeping a bend in this right knee. You want to push that right knee towards the corner of the mat. Start to look just with the head over those right fingertips as we come into Warrior Two. If you want to go deeper, take a few moments to feel your way into that adjustment. And that back arm always likes to get lazy, so really checking in. And exhale, relax. We're going to do this all one more time for the opposite side. So start to shift the weight forward, adjust that back foot, step it in. A little bit of movement here if you need it. Inhale, arms overhead, sitting back into chair. Few breaths. When you're ready, the right toes start to come up, stepping back with that right foot. Let that right heel come to the side slightly, checking in with those hip bones, checking in with that knee over ankle, pulling the shoulders down. One more nice deep breath in. I'm going to start to reach and lift that back foot as we rotate the hip and settle into the side of the foot. Hips are now facing the long edge of the mat. Maybe we want to slide a little deeper here. Arms come to a T. Gaze is over the left fingers, Warrior Two. Exhale, relax those hands down. Start to shift the back foot as we step forward. Inhale, arms overhead, a little bit of a back bend. And exhale, hands come to the heart as we take it all the way down. Tuck the chin in. Inhale, peek up, lengthen the spine. Start to bend at the knees. As we bring the hands to the mat, we're going to step the toes out to the sides, then the heels, with a slow adjustment so we don't fall over. We're going to attempt to come into a yoga squat. You may not be able to come all the way down right away. If that's the case, you might sit on a block or just lean forward onto the hands here. If you are able to come all the way down, we want the feet all the way on the ground. We don't want the heels up. We want to sink that bottom down deep. And the arms can help adjust or support the knees. A few grateful breaths. And from here, we're going to sit back onto the bottom. So you might stay here a few more breaths if you're able to get down this far. If you're terribly uncomfortable and you're balancing, just start to bring those hands behind you. The bottom comes down. The feet can come forward. Start to adjust if you need on your mat. Bringing those knees up, the feet are about hip width apart. We're going to lean back slightly and just allow the knees to fall all the way to one side. We call these the windshield wipers. All the way to the other. We're just going to do one more for the time that we have today, but you might keep going with this. You might hold the knees at one side for a few breaths before switching if you feel that tightness in that side hip. We're going to come back to center and start to bring it all the way back, holding on to the knees, roll onto the back, take them right up to the chest. We're going to pull those knees a little bit more open, start to open those hips up towards the armpits. You might stay right here. We're just opening up through the pelvis and groin. It's really important that we stretch this part of the body. I know it's not a part of our normal day activity, but this is the area that actually can pinch our nerves and cause a lot of discomfort and numbing in the joints or into the legs and feet or the low back. So as awkward as it may seem for you, especially if you're at home, it's really something you should give a try to. You might even reach for the feet and start to bring the feet up towards the sky. We call this happy baby. And of course, if you're a happy baby, you're going to smile. And again, that's just an option. You might hold that a little longer. We're going to end our class as we end them all. in a state of rest in Shavasana. Allow those eyes to soften, the palms are open. Deep breath in through the nose, let it all out the mouth. Have a beautiful day. I hope you come and join us out at the beach, 9 o'clock.
Hi, I'm Evan Carr. I'm in AmeriCorps Vista.
I'm Connie Miller from Free Meal Program in Connie's Kitchen.
So Connie, how did the meals program begin?
It started about 13 years ago. It was called Community Meals. It was kind of overseen by Love Inc. and there were several area churches involved. Then last year, it kind of all changed. Last year everything changed. That program basically stopped for, I don't know, months, I guess. But then we became Free Meals and we never stopped.
So how did COVID impact the free meals program?
Well, that kind of is what caused the break. We had served in the church on a Wednesday night. We talked to our guests and the team because we knew something was coming. And we all agreed we were going to carry on. Well, the next morning I got a call saying it's a suspended program. And I said, well, I've got a key to the church and I'm just going to keep going. So I did, and that first week it was just Chris and I out in the parking lot. I cooked at home, and then I started getting angry calls and texts from the team saying, why didn't you call me? And everybody came back. The cook teams from the other churches didn't come back, so we cooked every week. And just kind of went from there. And that's been, what, like 18, 19 months?
Wow. So what is the best way the community can support the meals program?
Call me. You can volunteer, you can donate. We need cash right now to buy. We're buying a lot of groceries. We're spending about $600 to $700 a week right now. And the need is plateaued right now, but we are forecasting a spike over the next few weeks. But just to give an idea, in the past year and a half, we have collected about $25,000 in donations. We're starting to run out now. And we have served, conservatively, as of July 1st, over 9,000 meals. And that doesn't even address the groceries, the milk, the bread, the eggs, all the produce. Doesn't even address that. So.
Well, that's amazing, Connie. We're glad to see how much you've been able to help the community through the meals program and look forward to seeing what you do next.
Well, I am honestly just the one that wouldn't say no, but it's the team. And you know, because you're part of that team. And I want to say to AmeriCorps and Fort County, thank you for sending this young man to us. And he's coming back. He's done with the program, but he's coming back to us. You have been invaluable.
Thank you.
Invaluable. We packed 1,400 and some eggs together one day. So we do everything. So yeah, call me if you want to volunteer, if you want to donate. There's no such thing as a small donation, and we don't say no to anybody who has a heart to volunteer. So call me, 248-933-4579.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Just think, what if we didn't have local TV and radio? Where would I go for local sports, local politics, a mayor, city council, stuff that affects me every day? How about health? Who's covering things that endanger my family? I need to know now, as it happens, from sources I trust, people in my community. No agenda, no bias like you find on cable and social media, just facts. For news I can trust, I stay local. Support your local station. Text TV to 52886 today.
Thank you for coming today. I hope you enjoyed your practice. Leaving every day a little bit better than when we started. I hope to see you next week. Join us on our next episode. Have a good night. Namaste.